All right. Thank you so much for getting on. And I'm so excited to help you guys learn how to grow a profitable business. I'll tell you guys a little bit about myself, and then I'll give you an outline of what you can expect during this webinar. So my name is Alisa Herriman, and I have been teaching nutrition since 2004. I actually started out in 2002 in the healthcare field, and started to work my way through a career in education in healthcare, and became so frustrated by the amount of diseases and conditions that I was dealing with that I felt were preventable. So I left the healthcare field and went into the nutrition field. And ever since, I have this huge passion for teaching individuals and groups about disease prevention. So a little bit of experience, been around for a little while. Also, I teach the business course at Edison Institute of Nutrition. I've been doing that since 2012. And the reason that I teach business for other wellness practitioners is because I really struggled when I first launched my business with growing, a profitable business, a business that, wasn't claiming a loss at the end of the year. And I was really passionate about teaching and sharing nutrition. And I wanted to make sure that I found a way to be able to do this full time. And I've been so blessed that I've been able to do that. And because I was so determined, I started taking business courses and reading books, and just really trying to figure out how to grow a business in the wellness industry. And I was able to create a very successful business model. And I looked around and realized that practitioners were really struggling with that themselves. So I decided to build a course out that is available exclusively through Edison Institute of Nutrition. And any school, students from any school, any practitioners are welcome to contact the school to take it. It's a great in-depth program, and we actually discuss it on I'm just getting a little bit of feedback. Perfect. We actually discuss it on the podcast that is in the group that Lynn is running. So Lynn actually has a recording of that podcast. So if you want to get your hands on that, I dive into some of the things that you need to know to build a successful business. We're going to dive into some of them today as well, but these are a little bit different points. I've grown 2 successful businesses. So I have grown a large consulting company. I actually have taken a bit of a step back from it because it got so big. I was working 7 days a week and not seeing my children and not having much of a relationship with my husband, and realized that, that wasn't necessarily the lifestyle that I wanted. But that was happened because I built a service-based business. And today we're actually going to talk about the importance of both products and services. Now, with a service-based business, that is time for money. And I was really good at attracting corporate clients and individual clients, and running group programs, and traveling all over Ontario, Canada, and running programs for individuals, and even teaching at local colleges. But I started to get burnt out, and I had capped my income. That was something I never expected to happen. I remember a day when I first launched my business, where I would look at my calendar and I would just hope for a day that all of those spots were full. And then eventually they became full, and then they overflowed. And then I just had totally lost personal time freedom. So be careful what you wish for sometimes. And when that happened, I had decided to add a product line around the same time into my business model. And that allowed me to build an additional revenue stream that then positioned me to be able to let go of some of the work I wasn't super passionate about doing, and create more healthy boundaries around work and personal life, and just, change my lifestyle a little bit. So I have also built a large wellness focused retail business, which I'll share with you guys just near the end of the webinar, where I landed, what company I chose. And at the very least for you, it's going to give you some guidelines specifically around what you should be looking for when it comes to adding a product line to your business as well. And in addition to that, I'm very lucky I get to travel. Well, I was traveling Canada. Speaking, I go coast to coast once or twice a year, speaking in almost every province a couple times, and doing free community health education, because that is my passion, is just to give people good information. So not only have I built these 2 businesses, but I've been really blessed to be able to live out the work I feel I'm here to do, which is teach communities how to take charge of their health, and be able to travel and have adventure alongside that. So the goal of today's session is I will share with you a little bit more information on how I have built up both of these businesses. I'm going to explain to you the difference and importance of having aligned both services and products. One of the things I see a lot in our industry is that we can become too attached to one, or we exclude the other. So I work with a lot of nutritionists through the business course who will say, well, I'm not interested in carrying products, I'm just going to do services. And that's fine, but I'll show you some of the pitfalls that can happen if you just do that, specifically when it comes to consistency in revenue. That service-based business does not allow for consistent revenue. And then for products, we're going to look at, how you can add those into an existing practice or program, or how you can launch with them to create additional support and help your clients get better results. We're also going to look at how to identify who your audience is, which I feel is incredibly important when it comes to, attracting people who want to work with you. In the podcast that Lynn and I had shared, we talked about how, there's this assumption that people are just going to come to us, and that's not really the truth. We have to know who we're speaking to and show up speaking their language and solving problems for them. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about where and how to promote yourself, and I'm going to share what products I chose for my business and why I landed there, and kind of what my goals and expectations around that were. So we're going to dive right into this in products and services. And what I let you know is, if you have any questions, if you're watching this live and you have questions, type them into the chat box. At the end, when we stop the recording, I'll go in and answer any questions that you have. If you are catching this on a replay, just to comment below, and I'll make sure that tag me in it, and I will answer your questions there as well. So here's really, as health practitioners, here's the two areas that most of us can generate a fairly consistent revenue stream from. And our services is really our time for money. When I teach a class, when I work one-on-one with clients, when I do group programs or go and implement some corporate wellness programming, that essentially requires my time to be there, and in exchange, I am paid for my services, right? And again, these are the three areas that I find are the most common for wellness practitioners. What's great about services is it puts us in a position to constantly be attracting new people into our business, building new relationships. But one of the challenges of having a service-based business only is you have to have that faucet always on, which means you always have to have new people coming into your business, a steady stream of new people, because as some clients are leaving, you need to have clients to come in and really to replace those that are leaving. What's so great that I'll talk to you about in just a few minutes about adding products is it plugs the tub. It keeps your customers with you and your clients with you longer, and allows you to support them over a longer time. Most people only want to make a single investment. So, I talk about this a lot in the business course when it comes to developing our programming, because most individuals, they don't come to me going, oh my goodness, I hope I need 3 programs from Alisa. That's never their goal. Their goal is that they're going to come to me, they're going to purchase 1 program, and I am going to help them and possibly solve all their problems in that 1 program. Now, you and I both know the reality of that is probably not true, but that really is their expectation, is they're going to make a one-time investment with me when it comes to the service industry. And then repeat programs come from holding relationships with those clients. So sometimes you can run different programs that they might come back into. But it's difficult a lot of times when you are a service-only based business to really hang on to your clients. And I know this from firsthand experience, because for several years, I was only a service-based business, and I always had to be attracting new people, new contracts, new accounts into my business to replace what was leaving. And a lot of times they were overlapping, which was what put me in a position where I was just working so much. Sometimes some of them would come back if I ran like a spring detox or did something like that, but the majority didn't. When it comes to our products, it actually allows you to add additional revenue stream to your services. So when I sell, for example, say a spring detox, I can also let them know that, hey, these are the products that I carry. This is what I personally take. This is what I recommend. entirely up to you. I've always made products optional for my clients. It's entirely up to you if you want to add them in, but here's what I have. And what oftentimes happens is most people who will come and work with a wellness practitioner are willing to invest in their health. They might already be using products from, a health food store or ordering them somewhere online. So when they work with you, they do like to know what you recommend and use products that you're using. So when I sell a program, I then might sell some shakes or a mega. I use a whole food product. They might purchase that as well. When this program is done, they still remain a customer. And what I've also done is at the time of sale for the program, I've added additional revenue earnings to that program sale. So it's optional. They don't feel pressured. They don't have to buy products to be a part of the program, but oftentimes they do. I've now doubled my revenue on that program, and I'm going to be able to keep them through my products, which I can't do through my services. Also, if you carry an appropriate product line, something that you believe in and you've done your research and your due diligence around, you're going to get something that helps your clients get better results. What I also like about adding that product component to my services is that it doesn't really add a lot of time to what I'm doing. I can significantly increase my revenue, but I'm not necessarily having to spend any more additional time to add that revenue to my practice. In addition to that, my products hold my relationship with my clients. So when they are done my services, they're done their program, they will continue to use those products with me. And I do very gentle customer care, checking in, seeing how they're doing. If I notice that they reorder, because they can order on their own, I'll send them a message and thank them for their order, see if they, maybe send them a recipe or something. But it really allows me to hold that relationship so that when I do programs or services, like more programs and other services down the road, I'm still holding that relationship with them. They haven't moved on to a new practitioner because they use my products, and they oftentimes end up back in something I offer down the road. So I've noticed a significant return of clients reinvesting if during that time frame that they weren't on program, they use the products. And I'll give you guys an example. So if I do a program and then say they use my products, and I've had clients using my products for over 7 years. And then I'll email them all and say, hey, I have a workshop happening on this date and time. Here's the cost. So say it's $55, for example, and it's a Saturday morning and they can come for $55 and attend that workshop. I can get 100 to 200 people to attend that 2-hour workshop. And the majority of them are past clients who are still using my products, right? So think about that. You can add new things, continue to support them, but you hold that relationship. Products also can help you attract new clients because you now have an additional door for people to walk into to work with you. When I only did service-based business, the only door that the clients would come in through were clients who were looking for a full program or wanted, to solve a health concern, not solve, but work on something with me. When I added the product door, I would get referrals from a client for like a colleague or a family member or a friend who also wanted to use the products, but maybe didn't want the full program. So what I've been able to do is to increase revenue and then attract individuals through the product door who weren't necessarily willing at first to walk through the service door, and then they can end up on programs in workshops. So what happens with products and services is your clients can become customers, but also your customers can become clients. So it's really just smart business. And the reason I do this workshop and teach this class is because it's so important for you guys as health practitioners to understand the importance of having both. The biggest mistake I believe you'll make is by only doing one. All right. And it also keeps your revenue high during slow season. So I'm Canadian, and July and August, nobody wants to make eye contact with a nutritionist, right? And if you're a nutritionist, you get me. Also, another month of very, very low revenue was typically December as well. Nobody wanted to do health programs. They'll start them in January. And, so what's great about products is during those slower seasons, I can actually focus on products more. I can get reorders. I can run programs that incorporate products. Like, I can do things to keep that revenue stable. The company that I chose for product lines also has a 4-month ordering system where our customers pay a monthly membership, but they're with me for 4 months, which allows me to do amazing customer care. But it also creates an income stability for me. I don't have to go and search out a whole bunch of new clients and customers every single month. I can take care of the ones I have and have that steady income stream from that. And that was a big sales for me in terms of choosing the company I work with. And again, products can increase your referrals. So I want you to think about, who is your audience? And we as health practitioners can serve a lot of different people in a lot of different areas. And one of the mistakes that I made when I first launched my business is I told everyone everything I could do. My brochures had listed like from pediatric nutrition, sports nutrition, digestion, allergies, everything I could think of. I wanted everyone to know all of the different areas I was capable of working in, and I had no business. I had a group of ladies ask me to run a group weight loss program at an insurance agency. I had no specific marketing material around that. So I went home and I made that up, this weight loss program marketing material, an outline, and I dropped it off at the insurance agency. A whole bunch of them decided to join. I ran a very successful group program very early in my practice. And then I took that weight loss information and outline and put it at the office that I was working out of. I was working out of a high-end spa. And I laid out, that weight loss program. And then all of a sudden overnight, I had like 30 new clients. Now, did I only do weight loss with them? No, we did digestion and allergies and worked on inflammatory conditions and all of those other things that I could do. But I had attracted them through being very specific about what I could offer. And that's really important for you to know how to do, is to really be like, who am I talking to? What problems am I solving for them? So again, specifically thinking, who am I talking to? So if you're watching, take notes right now, answer these questions after the webinar. It's going to help you create messaging that speaks specifically to people who are looking for what you have to offer. What do they need to know to improve their life and health? This is a big thing. So if somebody's focusing, we'll keep weight loss as an example, they want to have weight loss. Well, what do they need to know? Well, they need to eat to support a healthy metabolism, right? They got to eat for stable blood sugar levels. They got to get rid of processed foods. They got to stop eating in the evening. What do they need to know? Because that becomes the content that you start to share. What topics are they looking up? And I love Google searches, and I'm sure Lynn can really dig into this with you guys, because I know they're amazing at online marketing. But there's ways to find out what the top health Google searches are. I love going to Pinterest and starting to type things in and see what automatically comes up on Pinterest around health, because they will fill in with what are popular searches as I'm starting to type mine in. You can also share or figure out what parts of your journey that you want to share with them. So we tend to want to work with people who we feel can understand us and connect with us. And it's very important that we don't show up, very, very high up and on a pedestal. We want people to want to work with us because they relate to us. They feel like they can be open and honest and share with us, and that'll attract more clients as well. And the other thing I like to emphasize on, specifically for in your own personal business, is what are you the most passionate about teaching? All right. This is so, so important. And the reason for that is, you want a topic that they can feel it coming from you. I love talking about disease prevention. I lecture on nutrition and mental health. I lecture on, cancer prevention. These are areas and topics that I am incredibly passionate about teaching on. And because I'm leaning into that, I'm attracting an audience who wants to know more about it, right? And then my passion is contagious for them to want to join in. So again, continuing on in who is your audience, here is some really important points to understand. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. In this day and age with so much available online and so many options, they are going to work with you if they feel like they know, like, and trust you. So using your social media platforms, using your business pages, using your blogs, or your email marketing, whatever it is, to build a relationship with them. So thinking about, how are you sharing about who you really are? I've always been open and honest about my story, about how I landed as a nutritionist, being a mom of 4 children, understanding the challenges that busy families face. That allows people to relate to me on that level. And how are you genuinely connecting with others? Are you, having conversations? Are you answering emails genuinely? Are you asking questions versus trying to sell yourself? I've learned that I don't have to reply with a sales email. All I have to do is reply with some questions, with taking an interest, with learning more, figuring out what problems I can help this person navigate. And that allows, that customer to come on, or a client to become a client, and then become a customer of those products, and then hold that relationship. And the other question is, how are you helping or adding value to others? We live in an economy that is just absolutely overwhelmed with free information. And the information that matters is the one where there's value. I know for myself, there's nothing worse than seeing a topic or an article or a post that I'm genuinely interested in, joining to get access to this video or this training, and then being completely sales pitched and not getting anything out of it. And I'm always a little bit deflated, like, I was really hoping for. So when you add value, you actually position yourself as a person of trust. Your audience is more likely to purchase from you, whether it's programs or products, because you have positioned yourself as a person of trust. So never be afraid to add value and to give away. I always tell my business students, give away your best stuff, because that's how you're going to build those relationships. There's always more that we can give people, but give away good stuff. All right. So I want you to think about, and I'll leave it as a question for you to follow up on with yourself, or share with Lynn, or, some coaching, is how can you increase the above 3? How can you share more about who you are to connect with people? How can you genuinely improve the connections that you have with others? And how are you adding value? So for example, last night I did a webinar on spring detox, and I opened it up to all of Canada, and we had over 500 people, and I have had hundreds of messages, comments, likes, because I chose to give away knowledge for free, to add value. Well, I will end up with dozens of clients and dozens of customers for my products because I did that, right? I've positioned myself. People can relate to me. So thinking about how you can do that. So when it comes to building trust, you really have to position yourself as the expert. And I'm just going to move this little thing here. So how is it that you can do that? Well, you can position yourself as an expert by blogging. Now, I've tried blogging. I would love to do it. I'm incredibly busy and fill my work schedule very quickly. But when I do blog, I get a lot of shares. I get a lot of new people on my mailing list. I get a lot of tags on social media. So blogging is a great way to share information, and then to, grow and attract an audience and get people to follow you. You can do a Facebook business page. You can put posts. I love to put little kind of edgy nutrition, maybe a little controversial posts. I love to get discussion going, but it keeps them active. It keeps people engaged. You can run Facebook groups. Now, I have a client group that I run that has people that can gain access to workshops, webinars, courses, product education, all that type of stuff. Facebook groups are a really great place to grow an audience. We're all part of Facebook groups that are run by somebody who has a purpose that we wanted to be a part of, right? And we're benefiting from that content. And we know who those people are, who runs that group, who's, building success, and that, that positions them with us. We can do the same thing with Facebook groups. You can do guest blogging. So maybe if you have, some practitioner friends, I've done a lot of this. I've done articles in magazines. Guest blogging has kind of replaced, in my opinion, the articles in magazines, where you connect. Maybe you have a friend who's got a really great blog. Be like, hey, can I add some content, or can I shoot you over some stuff? And if you feel like it fits, could we throw it up? And I could feature you on mine as well. So guest blogging is a great way to get in front of an audience that you never would have had access to. And again, to position yourself. I took a course on Pinterest about a year and a bit ago, and it was fantastic. I have totally fallen off the wagon. It just became low in the priority totem pole. But I will tell you, in 30 days of learning how to use Pinterest, I went from about 200 followers to 37,000 in 30 days. And I added about 200 names to my mailing list in that 30 days. So really, Pinterest, there's something to it. It's a search engine. And it's definitely a great place if you want to experiment or learn more. One of my absolute favorites is email marketing. And, a lot of us can use social media to position ourselves as an expert. You could go live on your social media wall every single day, and that will help position you as an expert. But we do not own any of the contacts. I don't own any of the people on my friends list on Facebook. If Facebook shut down tomorrow, I have no contact with the 4,300 friends that I have, right? So with email marketing, when you can get people on your email list, you own those contacts. So you always want to be getting people into a mailing list and then sharing high value information with them so that they want to open your emails, they want to follow along to what you have going on. And it's a really great way to build and hold a relationship virtually with people. And one of the other ways that I put in here, which is for everyone. I know when I first started public speaking, I was mortified to do it. I would drive the whole way just praying that no one would show up. But I knew it was an area that I wanted to expand into. I knew that if I became good at public speaking, that I would have audience and connections that I never would have had out just in my own personal practice. And public speaking has allowed me to grow my email marketing list. A lot of people join after these events. I've had a whole bunch of new signups today from that event last night. So public speaking is a really great way to also position yourself as the expert so that you are adding value and the person that they trust. All right, so let's talk about promoting your services. Well, when you're promoting, just gonna drop water here, you want to choose a very niche specific topic and title. So again, you're not narrowing what you do, you're narrowing the messaging that you have, kind of like my weight loss, program example. So you're looking at, okay, what is something, do I want to run a program or speak to the people who are interested in gut health? Do I want to talk about hormones? Do I want to talk about reducing inflammation? Do I want to talk about disease prevention, weight loss, detox? Like, what is the specific niche that you want to talk to? You're not stuck only doing that. You're just opening a door using that specific niche. And then once you have picked that topic, you're going to become the expert. You're going to position yourself, right? So I teach the cancer program for Edison Institute of Nutrition. Myself and Lynn Hinton are co-facilitators of this program. So we have positioned ourselves as experts. We both have, lots of experience. We're very passionate about it. We write articles, we teach classes, we teach courses, we talk and speak and travel about it, right? we've positioned ourselves. So thinking about once you pick your topic, you now have to position yourself. You can also promote your programs through your blogs, your business page, and on Pinterest. And again, there's some great free courses. If you go in and Google free Pinterest courses, you will find so much content in there available for that. You can even go on Pinterest and search that. You can create a speaking tour or do lunch and learns, for your program. So once you've chosen your specific niche, you're now sharing information on that topic, which positions you. Maybe you got some stuff out there, on the internet that's sharing around you as an expert or programs. And then you can actually, do a bunch of different things. You can do sponsored ads. You can do email marketing on your programs. You can go do lunch and learns or, speak at community centers. I know right now if you're watching this during COVID, some of that, I know my travel schedule has been cleared for a little while. That might not be happening, but there's lots of great platforms to do it online as well. Which brings us to, you can run online programs. Now, one of the suggestions and kind of what I've learned around online programming is try to only offer enrollment a couple times a year. If you have ongoing open enrollment, you're going to have a very small trickle. Whereas when you run programs once or twice a year, there's a bit of urgency behind it. People want to get in because they know they can't get in until the next one. You can build a waiting list and be serving that waiting list, be giving them high value information, building that relationship with that waiting list as you wait for your program to come up. A really great book that I read that really helps me run successful online programs is She Means Business by Carrie Green. And this is just a girl who built a 7-figure online business by helping women entrepreneurs. And she writes in her book, She Means Business, how she did that. And it definitely was a book that helped me in planning and organizing my online courses. You can offer support groups, online program access. There's so many great platforms. Connect with Lynn around the platforms that she recommends for, these online services. And you can also in your online also offer private coaching. I know all of my clients are now either online or by phone. If you are back in person, you can book appointments and show up with materials to share on your programs and services. And you can also run small groups. And this can be done on a weekly or bi-weekly basis over a determined length of time. So when you look here at the left side of your screen, choosing your specific niche, positioning yourself as an expert, promoting your program, maybe getting out and sharing about it. And then on the right-hand side, you can run it online, in person, or through small groups. Okay, so that's kind of, the routine that I would do. When it comes to products, I want to share with you guys what I was looking for, because I think it's really important for you to have an understanding of what you could be, boxes you could be checking. When adding products to a wellness practice, there is an overwhelming amount of products to choose from. And when I first started looking for products, I was really apprehensive. I didn't want more work. I didn't want to have to carry inventory. And I have ran health food stores. I've taught supplement courses. I've seen products get recalled. And I never wanted to risk my reputation on something that wasn't what they said they were. And we see a lot of different products that are, in testing are not what they are. And I never wanted to have my clients look at me and think, well, you recommended this to me, and here's, this documentary or this article, and risk my reputation that way. So here's what I was looking for. I wanted to make sure that whatever products I carried had natural ingredients. I wanted to make sure that there was some sort of third party, so testing, that somebody else outside of the company was testing the products, which is really important to me because, again, running the health food store, we would get recalls all the time. I wanted to know that there was some human clinical evidence that it works. I specialize in working with people through the cancer process, so I need to make sure I chose something that we knew was going to be safe for them, but was also we knew that there was some good, hard scientific evidence that there was some benefits to them using it, which is difficult in the health supplement industry because a lot of science around health supplements tends to be inferred studies, which means that companies will talk about the research on an ingredient in their product, not necessarily research on human beings using their entire product line. So I really was very particular about that, looking for that type of research. I also wanted to make sure that it was affordable to my clients. I've seen some really, interesting product lines out there that, stopped me the moment I saw how much it was going to cost my clients. Spending $600-700 a month is just unreasonable to me. And I know it's not sustainable to them, and I didn't want to put them in that position. I also didn't want to carry inventory. I wanted a product line that would ship directly to my clients because when I first launched my practice, I worked with a medical food brand that ended up being bought out by a pharmaceutical company, which was how I ended up not carrying supplements for many years or any products for many years. And I used to have to buy $1,000 at a time. And a lot of it would expire or never sell. And it was very challenging, and I had to claim it, and it was awful. So I didn't want any inventory. I wanted my clients to be able to go, yep, I want those shakes, and then go to a website or a link and order those shakes and have it shipped directly to them. I also wanted to make sure that there was no obligations for me with the company. I didn't want to have to buy or sell any certain amount of products at all. I just wanted to let it happen organically so that I wasn't trying to hit sales quotas. And I also looked for something that maybe gave me the opportunity to teach other people how to, share those same products. And the reason I wanted to do that is I had it in my mind that not only should I find a product line that I want to share with my clients, but I want to create an army of people that are sharing this healthy living lifestyle with other people. And it's very difficult to do that through my services, but I knew if I found the right product line, I could build and work with a sales team and help them also add success to their businesses and their practices. That would also help me leverage my income. So I ended up finding a whole food concentrated fruit and vegetable supplement. It is vegan, which I love. I'm not totally vegan, but I do encourage, plant-based lifestyle. The company I found is non-GMO, gluten-free, dairy-free. They also have that third-party testing, which is Health Canada approved here in Canada. If you're getting the products, we ship to 27 countries. So if our clients are using products from outside the country, they're also getting the same product that is lab tested in Health Canada. It's also NSF certified, which is the highest supplement testing, proving that those products don't have any heavy metals or contaminants in them that we don't want, which for me, working with people through chemotherapy, was a big box that was checked. They also have clinically backed peer-reviewed research that's clinically published. So it's published in peer-reviewed journals. It's the most thoroughly researched health product line in the world. I actually read through all of the research, and it took me a year before I decided to add this product line into my practice. And it's been such a great decision because of all the things I've already shared with you about, that stability in income and building revenue. It's also affordable for my clients because their kids are also free, and I had no minimum. So I wasn't obligated to buy or sell any sort of products. I was also able to leverage my time and had the opportunity to build out that sales team. And I'm able to teach other health practitioners how to also grow a successful business. So I'll share with you guys what I chose, but you can definitely do your own research. It also came with some done-for-me programs that I was able to implement right into my practice. So I didn't have to spend time mapping out the program, creating the content. It's lifestyle focused. It's entirely based on healthy eating, not restrictions. And I've been able to use that program as part of my customer care, which has definitely helped my customers and my clients get incredible results and then helped aid in retention. So I happen to use the Juice Plus products in my practice. And, this is not, a presentation to corner you into going, oh, well, you have to use this too. It's entirely up to you what you choose. But those were the boxes that myself as a practitioner need to have checked. And those were the boxes that this company did, and the clinical backing and the testing and the purity and naturalness of the ingredients are the boxes that were the most important to me. Many of the nutrition schools, actually, their top teachers, their top grads also use this product line because it's a whole food base. It's like a good foundational. And there's amazing resources available for us as practitioners to share with our customers and clients. There's downloads. I think there's about 10 downloads now. And there's even a program that focuses on eliminating bad habits. It's an anti-inflammatory program that helps individuals eliminate processed foods and foods that cause a lot of inflammation in the body. It's an incredible program. I've been running it for 7 years. So in summary, thinking about moving forward, think about how you're going to incorporate both your products and services together. Think specifically, who is your audience? Who are you sharing this information with? And try to determine what criteria you want your product line to meet. I really strongly suggest that you find something that aligns with who you are and is going to check those boxes and help you build your revenue. And create a business that grows even when you're not working. And that's something I've been so blessed to be able to do, is to have an income that isn't entirely attached to my time. That income in my business still grows even when I take time off. So if you would like more information, please connect with Lynn. She has a wellness program for practitioners that I can share as well if you would like more information around the Juice Plus products. There is, if you'd like to book a private webinar for your friends or your group, or if you're working with other health practitioners, also connect with Lynn and we can set that up. And we also run an online client wellness group. If you want to sneak in there and have a peek, just connect with Lynn and she'll connect with me and we'll get you in that group so you can see how I'm sharing with clients. And that is the end of this presentation.